Really? Wow. How funny. They figured it out. It's not great, but I mean, it works. And I'm used to not great, so don't let me forget to get the check from that guy. He probably won't forget, but don't let me forget, because I have to pay up front. Oh, yeah, you can turn it on. Good morning. The guitar is, oh, thanks. Holly makes it a little bit louder. Yeah, when the time's right. How are you, by the way? You better? Are you better? I missed you.
Okay. Okay, let's get this party started. Good morning. We've got Bernice Lewis in the house.
Hi, everybody.
It's cold outside. Everybody takes a little more time to get in here and to arrive. So we're just going to take a little breath. All right. So Miss Bernice Lewis is going to start us off. As you're comfortable, please stand. We're going to sing the song, This Land is Your Land, whether you're listening to me or not. So here we go. Let's stand up. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me the endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land.
Here we go.
This land is your
Come on, you guys know this song. Come on now, let's fill up the room. Here we go.
California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, I followed my footsteps through the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land.
Come on, you can drown out that noise from the speakers. Here we go. Come on now.
And the sun was shining, and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. The voice was chanting as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, it's your land, it is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
There we go. And say good morning to each other. So I'm noticing we do not have that sound when the guitar is not plugged in.
Yeah, there's no guitar. Again, I know. I can't. There it is.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Where is my There we go. Where's my clicker? Hey, have you guys ever had any static in your life? Huh? My mic is on. Yes. Yeah. We've got a problem. That's what we're trying to fix here. Yeah. Okay. All right. I have completely lost control of the room. Yay! The I don't know if I can say that one out loud. So take a breath with me, won't you? Come on. So we had a little meeting yesterday, the board, and we were talking with Sean, our AV guy back there now, and he said, it's amazing. You can have everything set up, and at 10:27, things will change. So bear with us for just a moment as they run around and make this look so easy to fix the static that we're hearing behind the guitar. So take a breath with me, right? Because there ain't no static I can't out-talk. There just isn't any. Has anybody moved through static in your life? Come on now. Have you ever had any static in your life? Yeah. All right. So this is the real world. I like to tell people if everything was perfect when you walked in here, you might think your life was supposed to look like that, and that is not required here. And we like to demonstrate that for you every so often. All right. So good morning. I'm Reverend Penny. Honey, welcome. We're grateful to have you here. If you're here for the first time and you didn't get propaganda at the door, I'd like to hear about it because I'm going to follow up with it if you give us the contact information until you tell me to go away. All right. So thank you again for being with us. Okay. So how we doing, guys? Yeah? All right. We're on track. I can see that. So here we go. All are welcome here at Unity of Flagstaff. Is there any way we can turn the volume down and I just speak into the room for a moment so we don't have to have all that behind us while they're working on it? Can we do that? Look at us. Just like a round of applause. Come on now. We're blessed. That ain't easy, right? Especially under pressure, right? And it takes a village sometimes, doesn't it? Sometimes it takes a metropolis, doesn't it, Hayden? Your PA today is Alice Hagerman. We are grateful to have her with us. Thank you, Alice. Yeah. Away she goes. We appreciate our PAs. You know, that is always an opportunity. Perfect. Look at that. She's got that mic handled. I don't need to be nosing around over there.
I've been here before.
You've been. This is not your first rodeo, is it, Alice? So we're grateful to have Alice. We're grateful for our PAs. Who in the room serves as a PA? Yeah. Round of applause. Yeah. 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 You know, it's not always easy to step in and do that deal, especially with me running around up here. I have to give you the time to do it, don't I, Alice? So now it's your time. Okay.
Let's start with gratitudes and prayer requests. Your prayer request and gratitudes, we collectively, I know, I'm not that short.
See that? You're taller than you thought.
Penny put it to her size. Let's see, where are we? We collectively affirm with you and those that you pray and celebrate with that the presence of good is in all things and it is the one power. We know with you that God, the universe, spirit, whatever you call it, knows the details. Does anyone have a gratitude or prayer request that would like to share with the community?
So I would like us to hold in our hearts a man named Donald John Trump, and that he have wisdom and have compassion, and yes, anything else, and that he know that we all matter, and that we can see the best in him. For the first 19 minutes of his acceptance speech, he was right there. He was right there. So I'd like to see more of that. So let's have him do a great job.
Yes. We are affirming the highest and the best for everyone. And remember, whatever you see in them has a possibility of being true about you. So we are bringing forward the good and seeing the good. Yeah, I know. I heard that. Yeah, yeah. But you know what? You don't get to have it both ways. We don't get to say that about some things and not others. So let's buck up and let's see the good. Right? You with me? Almost. Okay, we'll come back to that. All is well and unfolding as it should. Yes. Where's God? Right here. Where's God? Right here. Where's God? Right here. All right, let's do this thing. Who else? Thank you, Gary.
Well, I appreciate this community for all its great people that step up and do their part, and for the great universal mind and purpose that we all have. On another thing, want prayers for my sister. She lost her best friend this week, and my sister was named as her executive of her estate, and that is a new experience for my sister, who's a artsy-fartsy poetry person. So so that's going to be a challenge for her. So prayers that she finds the perfect right people to help her negotiate this big task that she has and transition for her friend.
Thank you, Betsy. Yes, we do see that about this community, don't we? Right? Yeah. And for your sister, remind me her first name. Sarita. So we see Sarita at peace. And we also see her tapping that creativity and that artsy, whatever that other word was, right? And we see her tapping that creativity and transforming it into what she needs now, because she already knows that that's within her. She has that power within her, and we are affirming that. This is not going to be difficult. Doesn't have to be. And all the resources and all the people she needs, they're already lining up. And we see it as so.
Oh, right here. I would just like to take a moment to remember Martin Luther King Jr. Tomorrow is the day we celebrate him, and just consider all that he accomplished. One man, although it was way more than one person, but all that was accomplished through his life force, and all that's been accomplished since his death, too. I mean, I sometimes feel like no progress has been made. Progress has been made. We are moving in the direction of love and compassion and understanding, and I believe that. And his force in this world was a huge part of that. So, I just wanna honor that presence that he was.
Thank you, Trina. Yeah, take a breath around that. All these amazing shoulders we stand on. All that's gone before us that has laid the path to make the way clear to us. We're grateful for that. And Martin Luther King Jr. certainly was one of those. So we are grateful for that model. We are grateful for that knowing and for the willingness to keep moving forward when it was dark, knowing that there was light on the other side. Yeah, thank you, Trina.
I'd like to pray for the Rams to beat the Eagles. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I actually, I saw that hat.
And you were inspired.
Yeah. Actually, I'm thankful for my cousins are alive, but they lost their house of 45 years in the Eaton fire. Yeah, so their house in Altadena. And they're just amazing people. They're just, they're cousins of mine. They come visit my mom 2 or 3 times a year from California. They're just amazing people. And, they're really going through it because they had just recently, revamped everything and remodeled and stuff like that too. So just keeping them in prayer. Kenny and Kathy. Yeah.
Yeah, we feel that, don't we? Feel it? I want to remind you, like I normally do, that's compassion. So allow yourself to feel that. And now we lift that into the knowing that Kenny and Kathy are safe, and they're blessed, and that they are amazing. That'll be really instrumental in this process, won't it? And we are affirming that that is who they are. And if they need to be reminded, Steve, that's going to be your job. To love them and lift them. And that's loss. We feel that, don't we? That's loss. It's a mixed bag as you walk away from your house that's burning, knowing that you have your life. But everything that you've known as life has transformed. So we see that as easy and as fulfilled with light as they are able to hold. Yeah. And we will keep praying for them and everyone, all of our neighbors in LA, those that are suffering across our planet. This is where the love hits the road, baby. This is where we show up. Yeah, so thank you for that.
I just want to pray, all of us pray for peace in the Middle East and then all those hostages, every single one of them, brought back.
All right, take a breath. Thank you, Mike. Yeah. That freedom might ring in the hearts of all humankind, and that the safe return to those that have been separated from their homes and their families comes with ease and grace. And there is deep healing in this process. That there is deep healing and the remembering of the power of peace. And all those, like you, Mike, that have served to lay that groundwork for us to make that possible. We thank you, and we know that God's got it. Yeah. All right, take a breath. No, really, take a breath. There we go. All right. Anyone else?
Well, my gratitude is that I joined this group of people while you were here. My request is that the people in this room join with me to pray that we find someone who will take this over when your time to leave comes, that has given us as much as you have.
Now look what you went and did. I think the only thing I can say to that is thank you. Take a breath. Come on. All right. Do we feel complete with that? I'll hand this off and you hand that off and away we go. Wow, just like a well-oiled, what is that when you run and you hand the baton? What is that called? Relay. That's it. All right, Miss Alice, it's all yours.
Maybe. We are grateful for the power of prayer and the good news spoken here. Turn the page. It's there. I know it's there. Yeah. And so it is, and so we let it be. Sure. So the principle today is number 3.
Oop. Yeah, you just need to get a little closer to the mic, darling. There we go. Don't be so tall.
Well, actually, I'm trying to be taller. So,
together we affirm. Our thoughts have creative power to influence events and determine our experiences. And here's the clue. Change your thoughts, change your life. There you go.
So, the power of I don't know. I experienced the power of I don't know last summer, and I didn't know it. I had begun to think about my future. Matt Devlin calls it my 5-year plan. I knew that sometime in the future I would move to be closer to my daughter Linda. I wanted to move when I could still take care of myself, make new friends, and learn to get around in my new environment. So I picked an age that I thought wouldn't be too late. I am that age this year. Linda is looking forward to me joining her in the Pacific Northwest. Last summer and Christmas, we drove around looking for possible places for me to live. At first, I wanted an apartment. Then I changed my mind, thinking I wanted a place with a continuum of care. We found a place that we both liked. Last summer, I was able to rent a guest room for 3 nights to see what it would look like if did live there. I went with an open mind with no idea what to expect. When my daughter picked me up, I told her I would not be happy here. There was no energy or sense of community. Independent living was just that. People had a new place to live and went on with their lives on the outside. We talked about options. She offered me her condo in West Seattle. As luck would have it, her tenant's lease is over at the end of March. So is mine, here. I plan to leave for Seattle in mid-April. I am excited to live closer to Linda. We have lots of fun together. My condo, the view from my condo is Puget Sound with interesting tidal. You got me. Where was I here? Interesting tidal action, boats and a ferry, sea critters, eagles, birds, sunsets, Olympic mountains, and of course, the Seattle weather. Rainy and cold in the winter, sunny and warm spring, summer, and fall with occasional rains. So what about the power? I don't know. I went with an open mind when I stayed in the guest room. I was not trying to make the place what I wanted it to be. That enabled me to hear my guidance, not here. So who knows what the universe will have for me in the future. So.
Thank you, Alice. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss her. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay, we've already done that, so now we're going to prepare for meditation. Thank you, Marcia, for taking care of the lights. Bernice, you're going to do a little, yeah, look at that. No static. I want you to appreciate that. Seriously. Gold star, you guys. Gold star. So take a breath. We've heard a lot of stuff. Good news, prayer requests. And then, there's that driving up the mountain and thinking I'm not going to make it on time. And then there's all these things we do before we get here, isn't there? So let's lay those down for a moment. Let's just lay them down. You can come back to them. Just take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel yourself settled in that chair that will support you. Notice the sounds in the room. Take it all in. We're grateful for the sound of that heater running to warm us. We're grateful for the voices outside that remind us we're connected to something greater than ourselves and that we are one with all. So rest. Rest. In this moment, we open our hearts.
We feel the healing and the security of this place. And we open our hearts a little wider. We know the safety and the care. And we open our hearts even wider. We feel the depth of our own divine light. We see that light moving through our bodies and healing us physically, emotionally, spiritually. Rest with that for a moment. Rest. Be present to the life that moves through your body. That breathing that just happens naturally and easily. All those things that are taken care of by something other than me. And as we go deeper, we feel that connection with our oneness. We hold in our mind's eye the perfect outcome for every prayer request, those spoken and unspoken. And we bring light around that. And we rest. We embrace the mystery. We embrace with awe this amazing universe that we are a part of, expressing into. And we remember the light within. Feel that light opening up your mind and softening your heart. As we move that light and that love around our planet, enfolding each and every living inhabitant. We see God in this. We see God in our life. We see God in the world. And there is comfort there. There is peace there. And as we move into the silence, we rest with that knowing. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. As we come back into our awareness in this space, we say, thank you, Spirit. And so it is, and so we let it be.
desert? Did it get there because of a flood? Was it devised? And were you surprised when you saw how grand it was? Was it thought out at all, or just paint on a wall? Is there anything that you regret? I don't understand. Are there blueprints or plans? Can I speak to the architect? Sometimes I look in the mirror. I wish I could make a request. Can I pray it away? Am I shapeable clay? Or is this as good as it gets? One day you're on top of the mountain, so high that you'll never come down. Then the wind at your back carries embers and ash, and it burns your whole house to the ground. Was it thought out at all, or just paint on a wall? Is there anything that you regret? I don't understand. Are there blueprints or plans? Can I speak to the architect? I thought that I was too broken, maybe too hard to love. I was in a weird place, then I saw the right face, and the stars and the planets lined up. Does it happen by chance? Is it all happenstance? Do we have any say in this mess? Is it too late to make some more space? Can I speak to the architect? This life that we make, is it random or fate? Can I speak to the architect? Is there an architect?
Now you're in trouble. I got 2 microphones. Anybody ever want to speak to the architect? Actually, I highly recommend a daily dose of that. Connecting with the architect. Bernice, that was fabulous. On Monday, she sent that song to me, and I said, oh yeah, there it is. Because, I only built commercial buildings for 20 years, right? I know about those architects. You know about those architects, huh, Steve? Yep. So you want to hear something funny about a well-laid plan? All my notes are in the book backwards. The first page is the last page, and the last page is the first page. Well, I don't usually look at them anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter, does it? It's like reading Hebrew. I love that. There we go. So when you see me flipping backwards, don't think I'm looking for more to talk about, all right? Because I'm actually moving just through it. Hey, those of you who think you know it all are really annoying to those of us who actually do. I just thought I'd make that little public service announcement. I frequently have to remind myself, said Leo Biscaglia. I frequently have to remind myself, he said, that those who think they know it all have no way of finding out that they don't. My mother used to say, let me be an agent, when the Bible said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. She always wanted to let you know that maybe you just don't have that right. I didn't turn out so bad, huh? Wait, I'm not taking an opinion poll on that. I don't know
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody? I don't know. I just don't know. There are a lot of different ways to say that, isn't there? And it can be daunting when you carry the I don't know awareness that you don't know. It's irritating for those of us who think we should always know. And if you suffer from the expectation of the knowing syndrome, you may suffer even more. Because when was the last time you really, really were convinced that what you knew was correct? No, I'm asking. You know, it was correct for the first 60 years of my life. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. It was correct for the first 27 years of the marriage, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. I know. I don't know. I don't know. And that can be really problematic, can it? When you feel like you should know and you should have the answer. And especially when there are people that you love that are counting on you and you just know that they think you should know. Oof. Anybody? Oof. I don't know. I just don't know. And after all knowledge, you know, is power, right? Isn't it? Knowledge is power. Intelligence is highly regarded. I mean, look around. We can see it all around us right now, can't we? Huh? Right? Knowledge is power, right? Intelligence is what carries us. Consider that. Consider that. That I don't know may just be your gateway to becoming the all-knowing. You want to hear more about that? That was the teaser. This week, I want you to consider that. I want you to consider embracing I don't know. Not just acknowledging that you don't know. I'm talking about come on over here, I don't know, and I'm just going to hold you really close, and we're just going to cozy up here, and I'm going to be okay with you. I don't know. Try that for just a moment and see how you feel. I mean that right now. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the other way. I don't know. You know, is it possible that when you're willing to say, I don't know, that you open up to infinite possibilities? Are you no longer shutting the universe down because you came in with a predisposed idea? Hey, did you ever do that? None of you guys do that, though, right? I'm the only one that does that. I come in knowing the answer. I know exactly how this is going to go, right? And I shut down every possibility because I already know. And as soon as I feel myself open up to I don't know, it's amazing what can happen. Because I no longer limit the infinite capacity of the universe to express in my life. Go ahead, walk into a restaurant and say, I'm going to get terrible service. And guess what? You get to be right. You just get to be right about that. What if you walked in and said, you know what? I don't know what this service is going to look like today. I just don't know. But I'm open. I can hear the possibility of it. And that's just ordering a meal. What about in your life where the big things are, where it really counts? I want to speak to the architect. I want to know. I should know. After all, I am the project manager. I should be able to project exactly the way this is going to go. I should always know what's coming because, after all, I am the project manager. 20 years I spent building big buildings, and I actually thought that. Now, it was good to have some knowledge. It was. It was important to have knowledge, to know how those buildings go together. They kind of like it when the concrete starts first. That's really a helpful thing, right? Rather than slap up the walls and then put the concrete on top of them with no concrete under them, right? So it's good to have that knowledge. But if I went into a huge project thinking that I knew exactly what the ribbon cutting was going to look like 3 years later, I was wrong. I was always wrong, but only for 20 years. I was very consistent. I noticed that when I am that person that has to know, sometimes I'll even make up the story to make myself right. And then I really did know. And then I wonder why something goes south. Now I'm going south. South's not so bad. But I notice when something goes awry. And it's very disappointing to discover that I didn't know Jack. It's very interesting to discover that I had limited the universe to what it could have expressed as in my life. And then I'm disappointed, and then I want to talk to the architect. All right, God, what was that all about? I mean, just because I didn't listen, and just because I came in with a predisposed idea, and just because I know, how did it turn out this way? And the universe just loves us and chuckles, I think. Myrtle Fillmore said this, in the humility of I don't know, we find the strength to trust a higher power. In the humility of I don't know, we find the strength to trust a higher power. We tap into our divine nature, and we clearly discern what is ours to do when we arrive with an open mind and a softened heart and say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yay me. Come on now. Doesn't it feel that way when you don't know? Maybe not. I don't know. And suddenly the universe says, that's all right. You don't need to know. Hang on. Come on now. Hang on. You are infinite in nature. You are infinite in expression. Why don't you let go of I know? Just for a second. Let me tell you what it can look like when you're willing to embrace I don't know. It doesn't have to be this, I don't know. It could be this, I don't know. And suddenly, I am no longer limited by the amount of good I think I can see in my life. I am no longer limited by the amount of good that you might see in my life. I am no longer limited by that construct of needing to know. We got a lot going on this planet. Oh, come on now. We've got a lot going on in this planet. And when was the last time we didn't have a lot going on this planet? Somebody tell me that. I want to talk to the architect. There's always a lot going on in this planet. There's always a lot going on in our lives, and sometimes we feel more of it more strongly than others. Sometimes we're more present to what's going on in the planet, and then we get really scared, right? The intention that leaves room for God is where the birth of I don't know can take hold. The intention that leaves room for God. Because, we're big at setting intentions in New Thought, right? We set intentions. Does that mean I'm going in with a predisposed idea? Not unless I'm attached to it. Not unless I'm attached to that. My intention is this is going to happen, and it's going to happen just like this. And the universe laughs. And it says, oh, but honey, you're so much more than that. You can be so much bigger than that. You can touch so many more lives. You can make such a bigger difference. You can be so much more present than that. Let go of I know and embrace the I don't know. Martin Luther King Jr., had he not been willing to walk through how many things that he didn't know how they were going to turn out, where would we be? What would that possibly have looked like? He started a movement that is still impacting this planet, the planet, not just this nation, the planet. He started a movement that has made that kind of change because he wasn't afraid to say, I don't know, but I do know this, that I am divinely guided to move forward, and this is the work that is mine to do, and I'm going to check in every day to make sure that that's still true. And because he was willing to embrace, I don't know, we have what we have around civil rights. Him and multiples of people, not just him, but we have to consider him as an architect, don't we? In his life, I'm sure that he came across a lot of things that were very, very disappointing and discouraging. But do you know one of his famous quotes is this? The arc of the moral universe is long, and it bends toward justice. He believed in the power of staying in the concept of not knowing and believing in the good from which he was created and what he represented, and he was willing to not know and move forward anyway. And we're grateful that that happened. We celebrate his life, but most of all, I think we celebrate his work because of his willingness. This is about I don't know. You know, there are actual studies about that concept. I had no idea until I started researching it. They actually have people that study the concept and the power of I don't know. I'm like, whoa, I want that job, right? I know a lot about not knowing, right? So there's this woman, her name's Liz Wiseman, and she's a researcher, and she said this. She says, does what I know or what I think I know get in the way of what I need to know? I'm going to say it again. Do what I know or what I think I know get in the way of what I need to know? How does what I know or what I think I know block me from seeing the next right idea? Ever? Anybody? Okay, you don't have to respond. The quote sums up the impetus of her team's work. She also said this. She says, this is a useful question to ask yourself. She says, the more we know, the less we see around us. The more we know, the less we see around us, because we come in with a predisposed idea. What would it look like in your life right now? Just take one little tiny area. No quiz at the end. Little tiny area in your life. What would your life look like if you stopped allowing what you don't know to shut you down or defeat you? What would your life look like if that I don't know was okay? What would that look like in your life? And I got a question for you. If you don't know, why are you letting that I don't know define who you are? You don't even know what it is yet. Why are you allowing that to limit and define your life? Release that. Oh, yeah, you say that every Sunday. Release something. You're always telling me to release something. And then you hand those baskets around. You say, release some of that money. Right? There she goes again, being a preacher. Right? I ask you every week. There's always something to let go of, isn't there? And there's always something we pick up in the course of a week. I will guarantee it. Right? I'll let it open to the discovery of I don't know. And how about those unsuspecting inventions that happened because of I don't know? Not near as impactful as Martin Luther King, but I got one for you. I'm telling you, this Sunday message wouldn't have happened without this unexpected invention. So this guy, Dr. Spencer Silver Gray, He worked for 3M. You've heard this story before. And he was in the church choir. And the people would mark their little songs, that sounds so dismissive. They would mark their hymns in the hymnal, right? And then they'd open their little books. Why do I use that word so much? Marcia, you always point that out to me. Okay, and they'd open their little hymnals. Oh, there it is again. And the little papers would fall out. I know, now I'm on a roll. I can't get off of it. Okay, so the big papers would fall out of their hymnals, right? And then people were starting late, and he was an engineer, and that wasn't acceptable, right? So he's thinking, I got to come up with a solution to that. Well, he happened to be an engineer for 3M. So they were working on this project for this. They wanted a really strong adhesive that they could stick to something and not leave a mark. Well, what appeared to be a failed experiment with an adhesive, he said, hey, I got a place we can use those samples. And he took them to the choir. And they stuck them on their little hymnal pages. And they said, these are cool. Can we have more? And the Post-it note was born. Multi-million-dollar department of 3M. If he had settled for, I don't know, that was a fail, this Sunday message might not have happened. Because I use like thousands of Post-it notes. Because when I think of something, I write it down and I stick it somewhere. And then I go, where did I put that? And fortunately, it doesn't mark up the wall. But if he had opted out of looking past, I don't know, this is ridiculous, what a fail. If he had looked past that, you might not be blessed with this message today. Now that would have been a loss. So why does this make a difference? When we start with a beginner's mind, when we ask better questions, when we are more alert, when we are connected, when we are just better listeners. Same letters. Spell the word listen as spell the word silent. Yeah, do that math. I'll give you a minute. I got this, I hear myself say. I got it. I got it. I got it. Oh, I think that's almost a mantra for me. Don't you think that's true? That's almost a mantra for me. I got it. Don't worry, I got it. And in that moment, not only do I possibly shut down what the universe has in store for me, I might shut you down. Ooh, shame on me. That's not the business I'm in. I'm in the business of inviting you to open up to your greater expression. Oh, that's all right, I got it. How does that feel? Have you guys seen that little character that's on the movie Inside Out, the little anger guy, and his little head goes, yeah, that's what happens for me when I do something like that. Oh, I did that again. Because I couldn't allow in that particular moment, whatever that moment is, I couldn't allow myself to say, I don't know. Do you? Do you have an idea about that? Doesn't that feel better? Yeah, it does to me. Mike Dooley, in his book, Life on Earth, said this. He said, the more you open to learn, the more powerful and intentional of a creator you become. I see you back there sweating it, Hayden. I'm going to go get the other microphone now. All right, we are a team, aren't we? So Mike Dooley said, the more you open to learn, the more powerful and intentional of a creator that you will become. I thought that was a pretty good sell on this idea of being willing to not know. I can be a more powerful creator every time I say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Do you? Florence Scovel Shinn said this. She said, the unknown is not to be feared, but to be embraced. For it is in the unknown that we discover our true potential. It is in the unknown that we discover our true potential. Just like this community right now. I'm a big size 6 pair of shoes to fill. I am. I get that. But I'm not too big. It's not more than this community has the ability to be and express. I just got you going. Just gave you a little boost. You guys are amazing.
Step into the I don't know. We don't know what this is going to look like when Penny goes zooming off to Mexico. But we don't have to get into the mindset that it ain't going to work. We don't have to shut the universe down just because we don't know. Open it up. I don't know. Say it with me. I don't know. And all infinite possibility makes itself available to us in that moment. I don't know who I am, but I know who I am not, said Maya Angelou. I don't know who I am, but I know who I am not. And in that, she's willing to not know and was never willing to be limited by what she was told she could or could not be. Martha Schmock, she's also a Unity Classic writer. She said this. I really like this one. Here we go. In this space of I don't know, we find the wisdom of the universe. In this space of I don't know, we find the wisdom of the universe. Welcome to your I don't know. Welcome to that. We are open to infinite possibility in our lives. We are open to infinite possibility in this community. We are open because we are willing to say it with me, I don't know. We will know the meaning of peace, love, and understanding. We will know the meaning of connectedness. We will know the meaning of what oneness is when we are willing to say, I don't know. Because I will look to you to show me. I'll look to you to guide me. I'll look to you to be that I need in that moment when I feel so vulnerable to say I don't know. I will look to you because you are the wisdom. You are the expression of the universe. And I have the best seat in the house because I get to see all of that from up here. You guys ought to come up here and try that. And when I can say I don't know, and when we can collectively embrace that, there just ain't no stopping us. The universe is infinite, and so are we. Don't come in with a predisposed idea. Open up. Let God be God or whatever. Ethel. Isn't that the name I gave it? Ethel. Let Ethel be amazing in your life. I don't care what you call it. Just open up to it and greet it with a one big O, I don't know. And so it is.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that the guitar wasn't in tune, even though I've tuned it. Okay, here's a rock song for you, though. As I walk through this wicked world, searching for a light in the darkness of insanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? And each time I feel like this inside, there's one thing I want to know. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? As I walk on through troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted sometimes. Where are the strong? And who are the trusted? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony? And each time I feel it slipping away, there's one thing understanding. So where are the strong? And who are the trusted? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel like this inside, just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh.
Thank you, Bernice. Yeah. Okay, who are my basket people? My basket people. I just do not know where this stuff comes from sometimes. Different than a basket case. Yes. Yeah, I'm not asking where my basket cases are at. I know who you are. No. I don't know. So we are preparing for our celebration of abundance. Thank you for being with us today. It's a joy. Hey, today after service, take a look over there. That is a cool sampling of what a cool potluck looks like at Unity of Flagstaff. And so we are going to have our next steps potluck. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to set up some tables, you know, that shuffle, that chaos, that thing that happens at the end of the service. And we're going to put chairs around the tables. And then we're going to eat. It's going to be great. And while you're eating, we're going to talk about our next steps here at Unity of Flagstaff. Okay? So please stay with us, won't you? There's enough. There's enough. There's enough. I know that there is turkey soup. There is 15 bean and ham soup. And there is vegetarian 15 bean and mushroom soup over there. So come on now. It's pretty good stuff, and we've got some good things to talk about. So join us, won't you, after service. And I also want to mention to you, we are starting a book study, and that is happening on Wednesday mornings. It's at 9 o'clock here in the center. And it is put on, sponsored by, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it, sponsored by our prayer team. So thank you, Yay Ra, for our prayer team. You know, they hold us every week. Round of applause for them. They hold us every week in prayer. And the book, we have a sample. Look at Vanna at the back of the room here. This is a sample of the book, so if you're interested in that, please feel free to join us. That's at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. And it is called Discover Your Divinity. Wow. You can do that on a Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. How about that? That's pretty impressive. And something that we will be talking about, of course, in our potluck today, in our next steps, is our search committee. And I am happy, I am honored, I am filled with joy that Helen has said yes to lead our search committee. Yeah. And she's going to be looking for volunteers. Okay? And so if you are interested in talking about the search committee is the team that will help to put a new minister in this place. Come on, take a breath. I hear that. Take a breath now. We don't know. And we are open to infinite possibility. Take a breath. It's cool. This is a cool place. All right, so come on down here. Let's bless those baskets. I want to share this quote with you. I shared it last week. I told you I didn't know who Kathy Calvin was. It was in my mental note to check to see who that is, and guess what? I still don't know. But I'm consistent. So here we are. Giving is not just about making a donation. It's about making a difference. Yes, it is, and we appreciate our YouTubers. Thank you, everybody. Wave at the camera. Thank you. We did start late today, so we're getting started a little late, but we're going to serve you lunch, so we're making up for that. And here we go. Let's bless these baskets. We give thanks in advance for these gifts. Here's to our highest good, and so it is. Thank you. All right, go out there and get the goods. All right, here we are. Curious about membership at Unity of Flagstaff? So I've had some folks approach me and say, well, when we start doing this minister search thing, I would like to, you need to be a member to serve on the search team, all right? And that's a cool thing. That is that and serving on the board to vote, basically, is what it comes down to vote or to serve on the board. You have to be a member, okay? We're not strong-arming anybody. I'm responding to requests. I've had people say to me, I want to be a part of that. So we're going to have a membership information class next Sunday. And guess what? We're going to feed you. No, is that next Sunday? Is February 9th? 2 weeks. Okay, thank you. Yeah, well, I don't have a calendar. I don't know. Who writes this thing? Anyway, so February 9th, we're going to have a membership class, and what that, or information class, so what that looks like basically is this. And some of you that may be members, I'd love to have you join us so that you can tout the benefits of being a member at Unity of Flagstaff. And there's always something to find out. Find out what Unity says about that. So the people that are interested in membership, they come in, we have lunch, and we have a conversation, right? And we talk about what Unity teaches about that. What does Unity teach about resurrection? What does Unity teach about crucifixion? What does Unity teach about sin? Well, I'll give you a little hint about that one. They don't. Sin is the separation. Anything that separates you from your divine expression. Let it go. Let it go. All right, enough of that. Here we go. All right, come on down here. Let's bring those baskets back. All right, I'd like for y'all to stand up as we say these blessings. I also want to say to you, it is an honor. It is an honor to serve you as a community. And it is also an honor for you to support what this community does. So just take that in for a moment. Feel that. We get to do this. We get to do this. Thank you for these gifts. Affirm it with me. We are good stewards. We are grateful. We are abundant, and so it is. And we'll reprise back to this land is your land. How about that? Here we go, and there are the words. Here we go.
This land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
I think that, there we go,
As
yeah.
I went walking
The ribbon of highway.
I saw above me the endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me.
Here we
This
go.
land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Thank you. And together we affirm the light of God surrounds us. Claim the light. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Create an amazing week. Let's move some chairs out. Leave them on the floor. Just move them out so we can put tables in between, and away we go. Please stay for lunch.